Hey guys, Dan Calder here with DanCalder.com, DanCalder.biz. Listen, I want to shoot a video here, a little different from other videos I've shot. Today is, as you noticed from the title, my 3-year sobriety day. As a matter of fact, as I think time's just partially in planning and partially just the way it worked out, I think this is actually literally down to the hour and minute as I'm filming this, about 3 years sober. It's hard to say exactly because I was drinking back then, but I think it was somewhere around 10 o'clock tonight, or 10 o'clock 3 years ago. Excuse me, that I quit drinking. And I will get to a point here, but that's just it. So part of this video is just to be, if it can be an inspiration to anybody out there that might be struggling with alcohol. I was a pretty heavy drinker. I was in jail. I can tell you a little bit. 3 years ago tonight, I was standing, and the article that this is attached to will explain more of it, but basically 3 years ago tonight I was standing there with my head in my hands, looking at my feet, in a jail cell again. Not proud of it, but I've been in more than one jail cell. I've had handcuffs behind my back more than once in my life, but that's just where I came from. That's just it is what it is. I've completely turned all that around in many ways, but which is a lot of the point of this video. To be totally honest, I did, and I'm not going to dwell too much on the sobriety. I want to make this, worth something, or, to mean something. It means a lot to me and my family, but to you, quite honestly, who cares, right? This guy got sober. But there's a lot of correlations between, and as goofy as this sounds, and I know it sounds a little goofy, but there's a lot of correlations between AA and the Empower Network, or just, online business in general. I think specifically with Empower Network, because that's what I'm involved with. And I honestly thought the genesis for this video and this article actually came to me in Atlanta when I went down to the Empower Network event in Atlanta, because somebody said something down there, and I don't remember exactly who it was, but somebody said something along the lines of "it works if you work it," talking about Empower Network. And I don't know if any of you have ever been involved with AA. That's a pretty common one, but that one just rang a bell in my head. And actually, this has been in the back of my head. I've just slowly been coming to the realization that ever since Atlanta, really, that there really are so many similarities between Alcoholics Anonymous and the things that they tell you, and the same things that we tell you in Empower Network. I mean, there really are so many similarities. A lot of that is because the wisdom in Alcoholics Anonymous is stuff that affects any aspect of life. And again, in honesty, I haven't actually been to an AA meeting since I've got sober, but I assure you, I've been to many AA meetings in the past, many times. Run-ins with the law would warrant it, or I don't want to get too much into that, but sometimes you get in trouble with the law, they make you go to certain things. So but I don't regret any of those times. I mean, some of the people in AA are some of the wisest. I mean, just most down to earth. Just the wisdom that's involved there when you go through hell and come back and make it. It's just hard to explain, and I can't. You can't, obviously, because you're not supposed to talk about it. And again, I haven't been in an AA meeting in a while, but it's ingrained. All the things I heard, all the conversations I had, all the people that I met, all of that has been ingrained in me, and it's all come rushing back, really, since I've been in Empower Network. And I really I want to make this this video to help, for whatever reason, if it'll help you. And I'm going to go over a few things. I'm going to keep this video as quick as I can here. But I'll just move on. I went through a couple of things, and this is actually in my article, but just a couple of things that, and there's a myriad of thousands of quotes that the people in AA somehow they can boil down so much wisdom into about 7 or 8 words or 12 words in just one sentence. But I'm going to start with one. There are 2 kinds of people: those who seek the truth and those who fear it. I think that speaks volumes in a number of ways, both in just life or in your business or in your marriage or in whatever. You're either looking for the truth or you're pretending that it's not there. Now, if you want me to tie that into Empower Network, that's pretty darn simple. I mean, we've got the most, and I don't want to turn this too much into Empower Network commercial. I really don't. I mean, I'm trying to tie in, even though the title is. But whatever you're doing, I don't care if you're in Empower Network, is my point. Whatever you're doing, if there's somebody around you that's doing it and it's successful, then and they are successful, then it obviously can work. Okay, so just believe in what you're doing. The reason that I'm not going to make any excuses why I tie this into network marketing, because if you found your way to my site or one of my videos, you were probably searching for network marketing. So I'm not going to make any apologies for. Plus, this is my life. So, but I think that one's pretty self-explanatory. And I think it's a deep words. I like this one. You can't have one leg in yesterday and one leg in tomorrow without pissing on today. Again, that can approach your whole life, but when it comes to business, if you never succeeded in the past, you better just forget about that, because this is not the past. And if you're worried about that you're not going to make it in the future, then you're not concentrating on today. Okay, forget the past. I mean, there's nothing you can do about it anyway. Whether you failed or whether you've never been in network marketing and you're afraid because you don't know anything, that's not going to help you. And worrying about that, I had a teacher, I'll never forget, a teacher in 9th grade, and I can't remember the guy's name, but he had so many goofy quotes. But one of the things he said was that fear is the most worthless emotion. And it is. Fear accomplishes nothing. It slows you down. It clouds your judgment. It accomplishes nothing. It gives you ulcers. And I know somebody else says fear is the 4-letter word that controls the masses, and that's damn true too. And whether you're searching for truth in your life or not is up to you. But actually, I went back to the first quote there, didn't I? But these all tie together, and I'll move on. I love this one too. A smooth sea never made a good sailor. Okay, that is so true in both life again and in business in this industry. Okay, if everything came easy to you, well, it's not going to. There's no even point in having that hypothetical. It's not going to come easy to you. It's simple. These steps, and what I say is they're simple. Is once you look back, you realize it wasn't that big a deal, but they can seem so monumental. And I come from a place where I sat in front of a computer for 3 hours trying to do simple stuff with a blog, just getting so frustrated. And I know, and you stand up and then you walk around, and then 3 hours later you look back and you realize all you were trying to do was move this video over, or you couldn't get a video to load, or you couldn't get your Aweber account, whatever it is. It's not that big a deal. It's not. And it's not if you step back for a minute and realize that, okay, the video is up in everybody else's blog, so it must be doable. Or everybody else's Aweber account is getting, letters sent out, or emails sent out, so it must be doable. Just when you hit these little roadblocks, just power through them, or find a video on YouTube that has a solution to it, and motor on. But I like that one too. A smooth sea never made a good sailor. Here's a good one. He gave his almost. Now, how many people have had that person in their business? How many people have had that person come? How many people have had that person come in and send you an email saying, or call you and say, I'm just going to rock this. This program rocks. I'm going to be one of your best people. And then they never put up a blog post. They never advertised, one classified ad or did any marketing whatsoever. Your blogging and your making videos is already marketing. But I mean, doing nothing. Okay, we've all had those people. He gave his almost. I don't know. We've all given up or whatever. But if you're not going to try, I've never quite understood those people. And especially when they don't even call you. Before you quit, you need to make at least a phone call to see if there could be any help. I know I'm being a little sarcastic, but I like this one too. You don't have a problem. You have a solution you don't like. Again, this so easily ties into business, guys. Call your sponsor. I mean, don't bug your sponsor, but, I can only speak for me as a sponsor, or, as a sponsor, as a leader, however you want to put the word. I don't mind people calling me when I know they're making progress. What's frustrating is when somebody calls you about the same thing over and over again, and they're not doing it, and they're not trying to work. Anybody will work you through the bumps. We want you to get going. Don't be afraid to call us, but just don't. You've got to have some gumption. This is your business, and the whole point, really, on all that, going back to the C quote and this one, is that if you don't motor on, if you don't get through this stuff, and if you don't learn it yourself, you're not going to be able to teach your team, which is your whole goal. You're going to be building. Every time you build, you're going to get these questions too, which is the whole point of why you want to motor through it. Is because as soon as you reach a roadblock, guys, just realize that your team look at that as an opportunity. Okay, my team is going to reach the same roadblock. Let me get it figured out. Let me write it down. Let me move on past it. And then when my team comes up behind me and has that same question, it's like, yeah, da 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 da. This is how you do it. That's how you want to look at a problem. If you want to get through it, that's how I look at problems. And we all come up with them, or come to them. I've been driven to a good attitude by being, and I only have a couple more, guys, I'll be done. I've been driven to a good attitude by being hit over the head with self-will. I love that one too. Nobody came into this business with an innate knowledge of how to write a blog post and get it SEO optimized. Okay? Nobody came into this business knowing how to send out a blast email or any of the stuff that's involved with this. None of it's hard. It's all just simple little blocks of knowledge you need to get. Excuse me. That's coffee, by the way. I'm still sober. I'm not faking you and then drinking. Wouldn't that be a heck of a thing? Where was I? I've been driven to a good attitude with self-will. And this is a lot that goes to do with the knowledge that people are always like, you know, you need to invest in knowledge and self-development. That's what this is. It's about getting just around other people that basically have what you want, okay, and listen to them. Once you do that on a consistent basis, through osmosis or whatever, you have no other choice but to incorporate at least some of it. And if you keep exposing yourself to that environment and that knowledge and those words and those people's attitudes and what they have to say, it will change who you are. And as long as you're seeking out something you want, that's a good thing. And I will wrap this up. I'm going to make this last one here, guys. And actually, I like this last one. If you don't take a chance, you don't have one. Now, again, I said earlier, and this is the last one. I swear I'm wrapping up right now. I don't know how long this is. But if you came to my video or a site even anywhere like my site, you're probably looking for something in the home business industry. If you're not, then I hope these words help you in anything really. And if you are and you're not interested in what I'm doing, because I don't really specifically want to make this a pitch, even though that's what it is. Then just do it. But grab life by the horns, guys. I mean, there's so much money to be made online. There's so much money to be made in the home business industry. You see it being made. Yes, there's con artists out there, and that's why you quite frankly, want to be in a program that can help you steer through that. Or be involved with somebody like me who learned the hard way and now has the training, which would have saved me so much time. A lot of this is about your learning curve. And again, I can already feel myself rambling. But I just want to say, I wanted to make a video because literally as I shoot this video, I am at the point where I put down my last drink. I didn't know it was my last drink at the time. But it's a significant moment for me. I've had this thing kicking around in my head about how AA and Empower Network and home business in general really are just, there's so many similarities about being successful in both of those things. So, again, I can feel myself rambling. God bless all you guys. Just want you to know I'm still around, I'm still kicking, and just rock and roll. Just grab life by the horns. Whatever it is you got to do to change, just do it. DanCalder.com, DanCalder.biz. Happy marketing, guys. Peace.